started with a quiet storm, the kind you don't see coming, because you've convinced yourself the skies have finally cleared. We had built something beautiful. My partner and I, two women who clawed our way out of fractured homes and broken dynamics, had slowly, deliberately created a space of calm. Our apartment wasn't just four walls, it was our sanctuary. We'd filled it with quiet mornings, honest conversations, warm light, and softness. We earned that peace, every inch of it. But peace, it turns out, is fragile. When her younger sister, 19, volatile, and battling demons she refuses to name, called and said she needed help, we answered. Of course we did, because that's what family does, right? She'd been living with their emotionally abusive father. That alone told us everything we needed to know about her recent history. But then she told us she was getting kicked out. Again. Apparently, she mouthed off to their landlord. She had reasons, she claimed. But the result was always the same. Doors closing, bridges burning, and someone else cleaning up the smoke. We opened our door. She needed help finding a place in the city. We helped her search. We paid the first month's rent, covered the damage deposit. We stocked her fridge, gave her household items we didn't have to part with, and made sure she didn't fall through the cracks while waiting on social assistance. She had no high school diploma, no job, no direction, but we gave her what we could: stability, a lifeline, a chance. Before she moved into her new place, we let her stay with us for a few days. Just a few days. It felt small at the time, a simple favor. We were heading out of town. 5 days, a short vacation. And we asked one thing: take care of our home. Feed the cats, scoop their litter, keep things tidy. We laid out clear instructions, left reminders. Nothing overwhelming, just the basics. But when we walked back through our front door, it was like stepping into someone else's nightmare. The house smelled. The air was thick and sour, like rot hiding behind closed doors. The kitchen was a disaster. Dishes piled, counters crusted. The litter boxes hadn't been touched in days. Our cats, our babies, were anxious, pacing, confused. I couldn't even start cooking dinner, not until I'd scrubbed the stove and wiped down the cabinets. My partner quietly handled the litter. Neither of us said much at first. The silence hurt more. Later that evening, my partner gently approached her sister. No yelling, no accusations, just calm. A reminder that we'd been helping her, that keeping the house livable, barely livable, was the least she could have done. That's when it happened. The girl we'd welcomed in, supported, protected, she exploded. She screamed, called us bitches, mocked us, said we were OCD just because we liked our home clean, said we were on a high horse, accused us of never caring about her, of using her. The words came sharp and fast, fueled by rage that had nothing to do with cat litter or dirty plates. Then the tears came. Big, messy sobs, loud, theatrical, the kind of crying that drowns out any reason in the room. She spiraled, again, and we hit our limit. We told her, if this was how she was going to behave, she needed to leave. Immediately, she stormed out, slammed the door, sat on our front steps and began dialing everyone she knew, sobbing into her phone and telling them we kicked her out, that we didn't care, that she had nowhere to go. But what she didn't tell them was the truth, that we had already done everything, that we gave her money, shelter, compassion, things we weren't required to give, that she had turned our kindness into an expectation, and that expectation mutated into entitlement, that we were exhausted. This wasn't the first outburst. Every time she came around, it was like a warning siren in our living room. Screaming, crying, yelling at my partner. There was always a new crisis, always emotional chaos, and we were always the ones absorbing the blow. This wasn't about a dirty house. It was about something deeper, something more damaging. It was about being disrespected, again and again, by someone who took and then punished us for not giving even more. It was about trying to build something sacred, a calm life, a safe home, and watching it get trampled under someone else's rage. It was about realizing that no matter how much you love someone, you can't let them drag you under. The truth? She doesn't want help. We've given her resources, counseling programs, job links, emergency supports, all dismissed. I'm not crazy, she says, or she simply doesn't act. The only time anything gets done is when my partner nags her, and then she does it just to make the nagging stop, never because she believes in changing. Even the apartment we found her, we didn't co-sign. We made sure it was her name on the lease. We gave her the money to pay. We gave her ownership, accountability. But I already know we're not getting that damage deposit back. I know the cycle will repeat. And yet, I still find myself wondering, was I too harsh? Was it wrong to draw a line? To say, not in this house, not anymore? Because part of me remembers the girl beneath the yelling, the scared 19-year-old who grew up under the same roof as my partner, the one who never learned how to cope, who never had an example of what peace looks like, who only knows how to fight or flee, who turns every conversation into a war because she's never known safety. And that hurts. But that hurt doesn't give her the right to hurt us. So I ask you, honestly, with my chest tight and my voice a little hoarse from everything we've held in, am I the asshole for telling her to leave and not letting her bring that darkness into our home anymore? Or was this just a long overdue boundary? A last act of love that finally said, enough? Some stories break your heart quietly, not with cruelty or betrayal, but with exhaustion. The exhaustion of trying to love someone who won't meet you halfway. The pain of watching someone drown and realizing they're pulling you under too. This story isn't about cat litter or dirty kitchens. It's about boundaries, about the line between compassion and self-sacrifice, about how hard it is to say no to someone you care about, especially when you've walked some of the same broken paths they're still lost in. But here's the truth. Kindness is not infinite. Peace is something we build, protect, and fight for. And sometimes protecting that peace means making decisions that look cruel on the surface, but are really acts of deep self-respect. It's okay to say no more. It's okay to choose your well-being. It's okay to let someone fall if you've already extended every hand you had. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever had to set a boundary with someone who couldn't or wouldn't help themselves? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about it. And if this story hit close to home, you're not alone. This is AITA Stories, and we'll see you in the next one.